What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So Newcastle United have made it through to the FA Cup quarter-finals for the first time in 14 years. Of course, we didn't make it to the fifth round for the first time in 14 years, but we've gone one step further. And it's just brilliant to see Newcastle, go so far in the FA Cup. And Newcastle and the Cups don't often go together. And we did beat West Brom 3-2 in the Hawthorns last night. And to be fair to West Brom, I actually thought they gave a good account of themselves for a championship side. And people will say, well, but you've made it through past Oxford and Rochdale and clubs like that. But at the end of the day, Oxford and Rochdale actually gave us a good game because we couldn't defend. And we've actually, battled through and got through to the quarterfinals. And obviously against West Brom, we had the same problem when we were 3-0 up in West Brom. Fair play to them, pulled a couple back and they could have actually got to extra time. But at the end of the day, you can only beat what's put in front of you. I mean, the Mackhams cannot really laugh because how far have you been in this FA Cup this year? Oh yeah, you didn't get past round one, did you? Still think you're irrelevant. League One, and you struggle to get past, some sides in League One in your bloody Checker Trade trophy. Oh, wow. But anyway, enough of them and enough of all the haters. Let's talk about the game. So Steve Bruce, went with a strongish side. I was questioning some of the decisions he made. So in goal, Martin Dubravka was obviously replaced by Carl Darlow. For me, I know he's a cup goalkeeper, but, for me, you go with Martin Dubravka. That was a bit of a strange one. And then, obviously, the likes of Bentaleb started, not fully match fit. Didn't see the likes of Matt Ritchie, John Droshalvi, and that one on the bench. Sean Longstaff was in the squad. He also went with Joe Linton. So I'm thinking, why is he getting a game? Why is Dwight Gale not starting? All ifs and buts. But at the end of the day, it worked. It got us through to the quarterfinals. And going into the game, I thought we started off the brighter. I thought we had the better of the chances. And we did make one of them count. But just before we scored our goal through Almiron, there was chances. Almiron should have scored after a couple of minutes when Bentaleb nipped through. And then he squared it across to Almiron, who was ball watching. For me, he's in 8 guys of space. If he just takes a touch first time and smashes the past the keeper, we're 1-0 up. But obviously, West Brom clear the lines. Alan St. Maximin tries his luck from just outside the box and he hits the crossbar. Very unlucky. For me, that should go in the back of the net. And he's very, very unlucky with that. So 9 times out of 10, that probably goes in. But we don't drop our heads. We keep playing and we'll finally get our goal by Almiron on the 33rd minute, I beg your pardon, when Alan St. Maximin, he picks the ball up in the middle of the park and he just runs a little bit. He sees Almiron peeling off his last man. He threads the ball into him and the defence is half asleep for West Brom. And he just takes a couple of touches and he fires it past the goalkeeper, 1-0 at the tune. And we deserve it. But, West Brom do wake up. They have chances to score. The big one falling to Charlie Austin just outside the box. And nothing really much to test, I would say. Carl Darlow, it was a routine save for a corner, but nothing really comes of it. And then you're thinking just before half-time, let's just keep it at 1-0. We probably deserve more in terms of what we've created in the first half. But as long as we're going, 1-0 up and don't let West Brom back into the game, because it could be a different game second half if it was 1-1. But we'll get a second goal through Almiron and it's 2-0 to Newcastle. West Brom, again, caught napping and he has a shot from just outside the box and he beats the keeper. Fantastic goal, 2-0. And we've got a real advantage. We're in the driving seat at this point, but I'm never underestimating West Brom in any way because they're a good side, top of the championship, and they can exactly punish you. And they did that in the second half, as we go through this match review. So second half, you're thinking, let's try and get this third goal, and my dream did come true. We got the third goal through Valentino Lazaro of all people, and again West Brom caught napping at the back. So Lazaro obviously makes the run. Almiron, who's going for his hat-trick, he picks up the ball on the right-hand side. He actually puts in a really good cross up to the left-hand side to Alan St. Maximin, picks him out. He squares it across to Valentino Lazaro, and he bundles it in past the goalkeeper, 3-0. And at that time, to be fair, I did say game over, not expecting West Brom, to make that comeback that they did. And West Brom of their own making, I think the keeper has made a real hash of it, and Lazaro kind of made a bit of a hash of it, but we've got it in the back of the net, and we're 3-0 up. And then, obviously, West Brom, they start to really crank up the pressure. I thought they were just going to sort of sit back and maybe think, we'll focus on the championship. But no, they had chances from outside the box and one just went over the crossbar only just. it was sort of dipping in, but had enough to go over the crossbar. And then Phillips had a shot as well, which hit the crossbar. So West Brom were knocking on the door, and we were just sitting back, and it brought me flashback memories of the game at Oxford at the Kassam when we were 2-0 up and we blew it and we had to go to extra time. I thought it was going to go that way when West Brom, were cranking up that sort of pressure. And Steve Bruce had to make his first change, and that was Almiron was replaced with John Joe Shelby. I thought Almiron should have stayed on the pitch. In my opinion, I thought he was a better player on the night over Sean Longstaff, and I thought he would have been allowed to get his hat-trick. But with Southampton, on the horizon, I can understand why. Obviously, Sean Longstaff had a chance as well, which just missed by just a little bit, and we could have got that fourth goal. And then, we're just sort of cranking up the pressure. And but then West Brom, they had other ideas. They got a goal back to make it 3-1, so it was sort of game on. And then Steve Bruce made another change. Dwight Gale, obviously, who used to play for West Brom on loan last season, where he got 24 plus goals. He came on for the last 10 minutes to see if he could get a fourth goal, kill it off. But West Brom, were cranking up the pressure. Darlow was under immense pressure because the defenders were, camped so far, in their own half. And they got a one back just on the 90th minute with 4 minutes left of stoppage time. 3-2, game on. I'm thinking, don't do this. Don't do this to us. After being 3-0 up, who collapses from 3-0? Well, obviously, it would be typical Newcastle if that had happened. But give West Brom another 5 minutes. I thought they would have actually got the equaliser, and I thought they would have taken it extra time. But we've seen the job through. We're now through to the FA Cup quarter-final for the first time in 14 years. And we'll have to wait and see who we get after the Sheffield Wednesday Man City game. And at least we're in it. At least we're doing well in the Cups. I know we're not having the best season under Steve Bruce, and we got dumped out very early in the Carabao Cup. But at least we've gone further than Sunderland, Middlesbrough, all the haters who don't like me, don't like me channel, don't like Newcastle United. We're proving everybody wrong. And at least we've got something to shout about. Newcastle in the Cups don't go, well together. But this season, that may just change. We're breaking some sort of records in a sense. And it's just great for the city. It's great for all the Newcastle fans who went down, the 5,000 fans. They deserve all of the plaudits for making all that journey on a Tuesday night as well, when there's work and other commitments and things like that. And if anything, those fans, they deserve that. And I thought Miggy Almiron was my man of the match. I thought he really dictated play. He got the two crucial goals to set it up nicely. And if he'd stayed on, I reckon he could have got a hat-trick. And ASM wasn't far behind Diva. I thought he had a really good night, despite Steve Bruce saying he was injured and stuff. He actually looked okay. But that could have cost her in the end. Those two substitutions were sat back far too deep, and we can't afford to do that against Southampton on Saturday. Otherwise, we'll just get punished, because this was a championship side the night. But, West Brom, to their credit, I thought they were great. I thought their side's worthy of getting promoted to the Premier League. I thought that, they play good football, and that never say die attitude. I mean, fair play to them, from 3-0 down to come back like that and nearly get, us to the semi. Sorry, I'm mixing my words here. They got close to, forcing extra time. And that's through dedication, through Slavian Bilic, giving them belief. But with Rover, look, but that's what we've done in this competition, against Oxford, Rochdale, and West Brom are no different. So, we had to get the job done on the night, and we've done it. And we've showed who the Premier League side is. And, we're through. Hopefully, we'll get a home tie, but beggars can't be choosers. I'd love to see we get a home tie. And, we're going to play one of the big boys, whether we like it or not. And if you want to win the FA Cup, or if you want to get to Wembley, that's how it's got to be done. We're not going to play smaller clubs anymore, or a Championship or a League 1, League 2 side. We're going to get a Premier League side, and we're going to have to deal with it, and we're going to have to play our game. So, man of the match, Alan St. Max, Almiron. And, I'm just buzzing that we're through to the quarterfinals. And, we'll wait and see what happens next. So if you enjoyed the review, please don't forget to go along and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up if you want to. Dislike if you're a Mackem or a Smoggy, of course, but beam a smile on my face. Who cares? Haters will always hate. I thrive on the haters. But drop your comments down below. Who do you think we're going to get in the quarterfinals? And I'll see you all later. How are the lads?